Hello, my name is Musisi. I am a multidisciplinary performance artist, which means that I started training as an actress, and then I moved into film directing, screenwriting, and eventually producing. What attracted me to filmmaking was the realization that I could no longer wait for the industry to say yes to me. There was a very pivotal moment in my training where we were talking about castings and what we could be. And as an actress, I always thought I would do anything to do this role. I would just give me the agent, just throw me the script. I don't care what it is, I'll do it. Until this one pivotal casting session where everybody was saying what they thought they could be, what they wanted to be. And I said I wanted to be Avatar. And I'll never forget my tutor going, no, I don't. And I thought, I paid all this money to be here and you're telling me you can't make me into an avatar? It started to show me that the way I was perceived and what I was capable of doing was limited. And I wanted to break that perception. I wanted to show people that I could do anything. And I wanted to be in narratives that were expansive and showed characters to be multifaceted, not just be pigeonholed, you know? So I decided, okay, I'm going to create the stories that I want to be, and I'm going to create the characters that I want to play for myself. And that meant taking a back seat with acting for a little bit, but I think that I'm coming back so much stronger now as a performer for having dipped into different disciplines. I got involved with Euras through Instagram. One of the producers that I'm working with suggested Euras Films to me to get in touch. I was actually too shy I Googled it and I was too shy to be like, hey, my name's Anne. But then I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I saw Sarah Zai's profile, and that she was the founder of Euras, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can go straight to her. And she was so kind to have a chat with me. We had a fantastic Zoom session, and she asked me to direct a film called Best Assurance, which is about a woman struggling with Alzheimer's disease and also loneliness. And I'm really excited to be able to direct this film and also to be in touch with a story that's representative of Black lives through our lens. Some of the biggest challenges I've encountered in the industry have been not so much a lack of opportunity, because I found that you have to create opportunities for yourself. You need to be able to identify where you can find an opportunity. I think I've always kind of been independent in that sense. However, patience is difficult, because to develop one's craft, it takes time. It also takes experience. And something that I've learned as a screenwriter is the older I've gotten, the better my writing gets. The more exposed I am to material that is of a high caliber, the more I'm able to give that back to my writing. But I do very much remember a time maybe 3 years ago, or being at the age of 21, wondering why my work wasn't as good as I pictured it in my head to be, or why the writing wasn't coming across the same way. And the key there, it's being patient. It's letting not only yourself work on your craft, but letting life happen to you so you have something to give. It's all well and good learning all the nuts and bolts, but storytelling, a big influencer of storytelling is your heart. It's your life. It's what you've experienced. So patience and knowing that if you have been called to do what you're doing, that you can trust that it's all going to work out in your favor. We try very much to control every element of our movements and step forwards. We attach to particular results and ideals that will define how worthy we feel. So those are some of the struggles that I think I've come across and now I'm working through. So patience is a big one. Networking. Networking gets you in rooms that you would have never expected that you could get into. And networking needs to be seen as something that you develop over a long period of time. You can't have hamburger connections where everything, you just hope that every single person you meet is going to mean something for you. It's also selfish, right? But if you manage to get into a room, you know, get 7 contacts, make 1 connection, that is more than enough. And develop that relationship over a period of time and keep developing different relationships, then you will surely succeed. That's number 1. Believe in yourself, yes. But I think there's a little bit more to it than that. I think you need to believe in yourself, you need to come to a place where you can look at your light aspects and your shadow aspects and accept both of those things. Really be able to face who you are, the positives. And I know that's hard for some people too. You'd think, you know, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. A lot of people aren't able to recognize what they're good at, you know, but recognize what you're good at, recognize the traits that are positive about you, and also be able to face up to and recognize the traits that might be negative. Because we're all human beings, we're all flawed. There is no right or wrong. What right or wrong is subjective. You know, so I think that especially if you're wanting to be an actor, you know, it's important for you to be able to face up to the light and the dark, because then you won't judge your characters. Third piece of advice I'd give, really, I want to say lean on people. Connection, I know nice networking is one thing, but I think connection is also is a bit different. You know, what we do is about people. Stories are about people. And make sure that your life in so many ways is fulfilling. You know, really invest in joy. Rest. I know that's a 4th one, I'm so sorry, but this is so important. You need to rest. You need to prioritize your rest as much as you do your hustle. It's not every day grind, because you are grinding and then 10 years later you might have the money, but you won't have the social skills to actually enrich your life. So figure out how to enjoy your resting periods and make sure that you're recharging so you can go even harder when you're revitalized again. The advice I'd give to aspiring filmmakers is find out who you are outside your craft. Your world does not revolve around the things that you do, and your self-worth should not be determined by the principles that you develop. I feel like in doing that, you will have what you need to give. That is my advice. This is difficult because I have 2. I would say Ava DuVernay and Jordan Peele. I think they are like the 2 biggest influences of the work that I do. You know, Ava DuVernay has her heartfelt pieces that are raw, and they look at, you know, the condition of the society around her, and then you got Jordan Peele that just really pushes the boundaries, you know. And I think art is in a very big way about making people feel uncomfortable, and I love that. So those are the 2 people.